See, Season 2 of the Pat and JT podcast.
Oh man, I'm here at last. The first time, always gonna be the best. Come on!
Exclusively on the Herd App Media Network.
Oh my gosh. It seems like we just did this last Friday. Like the weeks are going so fast. This is craziness.
Now, doing it 2 days a week.
Yeah.
It's going to probably feel like that. That it like, didn't we just do this? We just did this.
Lord. Well, thanks for everybody watching. If you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, and then I believe on Twitter also. I don't know. We're a whole bunch of places every Friday and Monday. And then find our podcast anywhere. If you're just listening, thanks for listening. Subscribe. If you're not, rate it. If you haven't, we appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you to Centris also, as you see there. There they are, Centris Federal Credit Union. So we start things off by looking back at the previous week and Nick with his Nick Picky fact-checking segment.
Here we go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the weekly fact check. I've been out sick with a cold all week. I don't know if you remember that Friends episode where Phoebe Buffay gets a really bad cold and she thinks she has a sexy voice. So this is the sexy voice, Nick Picky. Starting off on 525, Pat said there was a new supersonic jet where you could go from New York to Tokyo in an hour. Now that's partially true. There is this new supersonic jet that will go, it's a 50 passenger jet that will go from Los Angeles to Tokyo in 3 hours, and then also New York to London in 3 hours, and it's supposed to be out by the end of the decade. So it's very similar to the Concorde, which Jill mentioned on that episode. But they're trying to find a way. They're finding a way to make it more profitable and energy efficient, all that good stuff. Next up is on a 526 with Soleil. Pat said he did not care for Disney adults. This is just a warning to Pat. Disney adults have similar fangs to Taylor Swift fans, so they may come after you this weekend. So I would just watch your back. And then on that same episode, Soleil brought up the birds aren't real movement. I've been really into this. Similar to Jill, I'm very interested by conspiracy theories. And I think the birds aren't real is an important one to be going on right now. So I'm going to line up two clips. This first one is to just kind of show you what a birds aren't real rally looks like. This is
Nick Picky's bringing clips to his segment now. This is fantastic.
From their TikTok.
Birds are real! Birds are real! Birds are real! Birds are real!
And here at the CNN headquarters, we're protesting the media, letting them know they can't censor tweeters like us anymore.
CNN! CNN!
And next up, we have a CNBC clip is sharing more about the backstory of Birds Aren't Real and how this came to be and why they are doing this movement.
Here's the Birds Aren't Real movement's founder, Peter McIndoe.
I think the evidence is all around us. Birds sit on power lines. We believe they're charging on power lines. We believe that bird poop on cars is, a liquid tracking apparatus.
No, not buying that the CIA took out billions of birds and replaced them with avian robots? Don't worry, they aren't really doing it either. The group recently told the New York Times that the whole thing is a parody social movement with a purpose. They say that purpose is to use their conspiracy to combat other potentially more harmful ones.
So yeah, I continue to follow Birds Aren't Real. I'm down to even buy a t-shirt. I think it's interesting that this is going on right now and that it has the buy-in, but yeah, it's not a real conspiracy theory. All right, have a good weekend, everyone.
That dude with the glasses, though.
That is, what's really funny? And by the way, I wanted to say hi to Katie real quick. And she said that episode of Friends was on last night. And my cousin Julie is on here also. Hi. And what's really weird, what I was bringing to the table today, a new TV show that I just found. And it's called Black Files Declassified. And it's with Mike Baker. He is a former CIA covert operator and was with the CIA for like, I think covertly with the CIA, so undercover, at least 15 years. And so he goes in to look at what they call these dark money projects. And like I've talked before about Project Mockingbird, Project Paperclip, or some Blue Beam, MK Ultra, all these different things.
Sounds like
Those are unreal. They're all real. They're all real.
like
And
cocktails.
he and it even opens up the show talking about the fact that there's a budget for the what do they call them again? The black files. There's black money in the budget, like $80 billion a year for these projects that are being conducted in ways to it's all across the board. Everything from the MK Ultra was his mind control to what he was just talking about, the birds aren't real. You know where that came from? It came from the CIA, because the CIA in the 70s in particular was trying to find ways to get into places and hear conversations. They literally have birds, hummingbirds. They look like they're real, that fly like hummingbirds, but they're actually microphones that they can fly into places and hover. And they have dolphins. You've heard of the dolphins before, right?
Well,
that were equipped with, right? They were trained dolphins to go into places, and they would use the dolphins. They also had acoustic kitty. And it was a cat that was implanted with a microphone and a transmitter that was placed in a residence.
That's sad.
This is okay. Yes, that is sad. Yeah. Ravens, the ravens is another one, and then they had robofish as well. That they would, and the robofish weren't real. The ravens were, but it is hilarious because that movement that he's got there really is. There is a project. Is probably where that stems from, where people are saying that birds aren't real, that they're used as monitoring devices. Or
I'm going to send you a link quick. It's for Western Bowl. You need to get on a bowling league or something.
Show, though, if you get a chance to watch the show, it is really good. It's called, again, it's Mike Baker, and it's called Black Files Declassified. I think it's on Prime. Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. Season 2 just started. And the whole thing, the whole MK Ultra thing, there's a whole episode about Whitey Bulger, and you remember that story because he was the one that they were trying to find in all those years, and apparently he was part of a CIA program that was done back in the 60s or 70s when he was in prison in Atlanta, and they were basically subjecting the prisoners to tests that they didn't realize they were doing that too. And we've heard about this through history,
right?
Groups of people that have been tested by our government or they've experimented on without telling them what they were giving them. And he was part of that, and he thinks that's what made him
do what he did.
Violent.
Really? I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
And they were trying to find him because they were afraid that he would spill the beans. And so that's why they were actually trying to track him down for 14 years. Mm-hmm. And then
that to me doesn't seem crazy at all. Of course, they're trying to track somebody down and trying to Clinton him.
It's crazy. So there you go. So there's my little.
Wow, we came in hot today. We're how many minutes in? We're 8 minutes and 50 seconds in. Just scorched earth.
I didn't even intend that to happen. So thank you, Nick, for bringing that to the table.
Ah.
But yeah, they're in the comments. Everybody's talking about the dude that was the birds aren't real dude. He needs a job, says Pam.
That's so funny. Yeah, his glasses, man, they're hilarious. Like a little superhero guy.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. So anyway, oddly that I happen to be watching that.
All I was going to do is bring to the table that we've got a camera to put in our tree to watch the squirrels. Let's bring Reagan in here too. She's in.
Reagan.
I am a fan of the Birds Aren't Real movement. I think it's hilarious. And my roommate Grace, who also works at her dad, got me a t-shirt. Awesome. One of the Birds Aren't Real t-shirts. It says birds work for the bourgeoisie. I should have wore it today. Maybe I'll wear it next week. Okay. But it came with a sticker, and I have an official now membership card to the Birds Aren't Real Club and everything. So
that's pretty cool.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
See, does that make sense though? Hearing about the CIA connection,
yeah,
that maybe
makes
that's
sense.
Where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
That people heard about some of those programs and are like, well, wait a minute. I like the idea that bird poop is a tracking device.
That is pretty. And they're charging on the wires.
And they're
Yeah.
charging.
The fact that that man's complete job is like completely fake and he just like started that one day is so amazing.
It's actually
And
genius.
that is something
Mhm.
that I like strive for in my
Right.
life, to just have a fake career. I think that's
Your
fun.
parents are so proud.
I know. I know.
Just
I
have a
think that's
fake
so
career.
commendable. Just
It's something
very
It is.
impressive.
you can't prepare for something like that.
Exactly.
No,
You're
he
born
created
for
the
it.
entire thing. He created his industry. That's
Mhm.
pretty impressive.
Yeah,
Mhm.
now he has swag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I have a shirt.
And
that
you
I
have a
can
shirt.
share.
And a membership card.
I'll find it and I'll wear it next episode.
Aspen says you need to make me a conspiracy theory corner intro.
Oh, all right. I'll do that. That's easy.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, I have 14 clips in mind already that I'm going to use. All right,
Just
Aspen.
in the last week.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, we'll
It's
have
okay.
one of those for next week.
It's okay. I can laugh. I'm fine with that.
Well,
Um,
and you know what? You at least you're at home. You're reading. You're researching. You're
Mhm.
you're telling stories. Beth and I are screwing a wise camera into an oak tree to get close up pictures of squirrels eating corn. So I can't really throw shade.
Jill, you do get very, very passionate about it though. Like when you're talking
Mhm.
about it, like nothing's gonna stop you.
Mm-mm.
It's pretty amazing to watch.
No, it about blew my mind when he brought this birds thing up, and I'm like, oh my god, I just watched that episode last night about the CIA and blah 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 and
See?
all these.
Somebody's watching you.
I'm telling you, it's crazy, or it was meant to be. Anyway, maybe there is no coincidence, they say though.
Right.
All right, so a couple of things I brought to the table, just a couple of stories. First one, and Reagan brought this as well, talking about
Mhm.
Kylie Jenner
Mm-hmm.
and her second baby.
Yes.
So you want to
So
fill us in on that?
yeah, so Kylie Jenner was pregnant again with her boyfriend. I believe they're dating, Travis Scott, and they'd released that the name was Wolf,
Yeah.
like a couple weeks after it was born. And then just recently, I think she posted on her Instagram story that she's like, we keep seeing everyone call our son Wolf. We actually decided that name didn't fit him, so we did change it. But then she didn't release what the new name is, and so now everyone's freaking out about what the new name is going to be.
It can't
And,
go
like,
back to be a normal name though. Like you
Yeah.
lead with Wolf. You can't be now Steven or whatever.
That's true. Well, I know that his middle name is like Travis Scott's technically first name or something like
Jacques.
that. Yes,
Jacques.
Jacques. So I
Yeah.
think people are thinking that they might just like switch around the names.
Yeah,
but
because Travis's
that's
name,
so
I think, is Jacques Berman, was his
Mhm.
first and middle name. Funny part is that Wolfy, Wolfgang Van Halen, chimed in, and basically lots of cussing, but like, thank bleeping God that he that they aren't going to
You
name
wanna
him
be the
Wolf.
only one.
Well, I think it's been a cross to bear for him.
Yeah, I'm sure. it has.
You have
Mhm.
certain expectations. It's like, there are certain names, we've talked about this before. Be careful what you name your children, because there are certain expectations that come with certain names. Like Cinnamon
true.
is a tough name to take
Well,
anywhere
unless
but
you
off
want
the
to be a
stage.
stripper. I mean, it's
Mhm.
not a tough
You
name.
want to work at the
Like-
spice rack, right?
If you want to lean into cinnamon, then fine. It's a perfect name.
I think that's hilarious. I know my friend Grace, who I was just talking about, she's in a Kardashian class right now where they study the Kardashian brand.
No. What?
Yeah, it's like a real thing in the journalism college. It's
Oh,
actually
yeah, that
really,
was something. I think wasn't Nebraska like one of the first universities that had that class. I remember
Mhm.
that like it made
Tommy.
the news a long time ago.
Didn't they
It's-
have because of Pam and Tommy?
Um,
Wasn't-
yeah,
when
he was.
Remember when he came to the Nebraska?
Oh yeah,
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm.
yeah. I remember
Yeah.
he came to the Union. We watched that video of him like on campus and everything. But I know Grace would have loved to be named after or have a Kardashian or Jenner named after her. So I think people would like their child to be named after them. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a preference thing.
Interesting. I just saw Lori popped in with Apple and Coco, or a couple of names
There's
you
a
might have to think twice about. I like that too.
Mhm.
Pat's strip club name would be Paprika.
Oh yeah. Lines outside the door to see Paprika.
Nickname Pappy.
Oh God.
And speaking of paprika, has anybody ever used a whole thing of paprika? How old
No.
is the paprika you have in your house? I mean, seriously. I think it's the only can I've ever had.
I don't even know. I who knows? I don't know.
There's
That-
a lot of spices like that. I know they supposedly lose their potency, but you just need a dash. You don't need.
There's not, and they're of spices. We actually I made a list on my phone for this weekend. We have to get garlic salt. And we ran out of garlic salt. Garlic salt, Lowry, salt, and pepper are the only things we ever run out of. Everything else we've been riding for like 5 years.
At least. At least. And it's probably useless at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Oh, Angie says she thinks of Blue's Clues when you say paprika. Paprika? Not a stripper. There was a paprika on Blue's Clues?
Yeah, the little one. It was salt and pepper, and then paprika was the little one.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. Very, very wholesome. Way to ruin it. Way to make it.
Right. Dang it.
You've corrupted Blue's Clues.
Oh my God. And then and Allie would like to take the Kardashian class.
It's like legit class. They go over the brand matrix. It's like a whole thing. They have to bring up current events each week. I'm actually really upset I didn't get to take it. So
I mean, if you think about it, put the whole bias of whatever Kardashians aside, they can't get to where they were without genius marketing and brand building. So it's actually a really smart idea to have a class like that.
It's amazing. I am so jealous I'm not in it.
It probably is a master class. I mean, when you think about everything they do, is calculated. There's nothing that just happens. Like them releasing the name of their child as Wolf was intentional.
And then taking it back.
Of course it was.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Oh yeah.
We should. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we should have Grace on sometime because she could talk about the Kardashian Jenner brand thing for literally hours, and I think that would be so interesting.
I think we need to have Grace on anyway because you guys need to fill us in on your spring break last week.
Oh yes.
And I can tell Reagan before we went on every 90 seconds yawned like a bear, like and I know why now because you still have your bar bracelet on from last night on your right arm.
I do not.
Or whatever that is.
You did earlier, didn't you?
That's so embarraing.
What do you have
Okay. Hear me out.
See? You guys see
right there.
Yes, I have something on my wrist. We had a sorority event. It's called a pinning. It's when a guy in a fraternity is dating a girl in a sorority, and there's like a big ceremony, and then they celebrate with a keg afterwards at a bar. So that is why I have it on. But I'm fine. I was in bed by 10 o'clock. It was fine.
Okay.
It was fine.
How was spring break?
Spring break was amazing. We went to Nashville. It was wonderful. I'm not like the biggest into country music, but surprisingly, I loved it. There was just like live music everywhere, and we fell in love with a 5'6" bass guitarist named Lane that kept like whacking us over the head with his bass guitar when he'd be performing. He's also in a Sonic commercial. We now have a group chat named after him. It's like a whole thing. But yes, Nashville was top 10 favorite trips of all time. It was absolutely amazing.
You guys said you went to Nashville. That's the first time I've heard Nashville as a spring break destination.
We went to Vegas for fall break, and then we're like, oh, we'll do something a little bit more like wholesome and fun. We went to Nashville, but now I've heard people are calling it Nash Vegas because it's like blew up in the past like probably 5 years in popularity.
Let's go do something more wholesome and go to Nashville and have a bass guitarist hit us in the head with a guitar.
It wasn't, and I don't think he was doing it on purpose. He was just really getting into his song, and then we'd be getting too close to the stage, and he'd just happen to whack us upside the head.
That's it. Hey, there's a question. Wants to know if you went to the 2-story Taco Bell.
Oh, the Taco Bell Cantina. I didn't go because I don't really like Taco Bell. I think it's kind of gross. But you know what I did do instead?
Gross, but it's good.
I went to a hot dog cart on the side of the street and got a hot dog while my friends went to Taco Bell Cantina. So I was getting the true Nashville experience.
I think I would have done
Taco Bell Cantina.
They serve like boozy like slushies there and stuff. They have one in Vegas too, but yeah. I didn't go because I'm not the biggest fan of
It's
Taco
funny.
Bell.
We just talked about Taco Bell earlier this week because I can't go there anymore. I got sick after I went there. I'm not saying it was because of it. But then I just
100% because of it.
The thought of it, just like I can't go back yet.
And that sucks. And that sucks because why can't you eat? Because everybody has that. Either it's alcohol that they can't have because they puked or whatever. But why couldn't it have been like after you ate something that you really didn't care about? And you're like, well, you don't want to have whatever onions again. Or whatever. Whatever you don't like. Not Taco Bell though.
But it
sucks.
It doesn't bother me. I don't like Taco Bell.
Speaking of fast food places, you pulled a story in here, a local story about McDonald's, and this kind of surprised me. It's legit news. I didn't know this. There are 18,000 McDonald's in North America. Okay. Over 20 in Omaha. Just one is owned by a woman.
Like, what?
That's crazy.
What?
Yeah, just one. But she grew up because didn't her dad own one when she was growing up? And so she worked at McDonald's when she was a little kid. But she went to school in Chicago and then they came back here and
Uh-oh, she's froze.
That's not good.
That is an unfortunate freeze.
Oh no.
Unfortunate freeze.
Joe. That's so sad.
Well, I don't know what we could play. Do we have any more stories that you pulled that you want to talk about? About that while she reboots or whatever.
I think all of the stories were hers that she wanted to talk about. The Card Jenner one was the only one, and the McDonald's one were mine. So, oh, that's so sad.
So you're not into country music at all, right?
No, I don't. I mean, like occasionally, yes. Like I like Johnny Cash. I got a Johnny Cash T-shirt. One of my albums over here is Johnny Cash, but I don't know. Personally, like the new wave of country is not my cup of tea, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would love to go to Nashville though. I was there when I was super young. But yeah, I would love to go back.
I know Emmy and Nick were just in Nashville and they had a story about that they accidentally brought bed bugs back.
What? Oh my gosh, that's like the worst fear ever.
And they stayed at like a Hyatt too, like or a Marriott or something. Like they stayed in the legit hotel, and we stayed in some Airbnb that was like off Broadway.
Yeah.
So I am confused. Oh,
electricity flickered. Electricity. All my electricity just went off. I'm like, wow. Okay.
Well,
and then it came right.
We were
back
just talking about bed bugs in Nashville.
Awesome.
You're missing out on riveting conversation.
Right. I was always worried about bed. I'm always worried about bed bugs. I know once you have them, like it's almost impossible to get rid of them. And I don't know how on earth, like especially kids your age that live in whether it's a sorority or a dorm or whatever, it's just not.
Why is bed
bugs?
Was it just not a thing when we were in school? You know, like when you lived in dorms, when you lived. You know, I mean, I don't ever remember hearing any stories about bed bugs. No. And I don't remember it being like normal that people woke up with bites. You know what I mean? When did this go wrong? I don't know.
Bed bugs aren't real.
I think bed bugs are real. We also might be having a special guest. Nick is messaging me about someone potentially hopping on right now.
What?
I don't know if they're gonna make it, but we'll see if that happens.
Take care of that in a second. I'm jumping over here real quick over to the comments.
Okay.
And just to run down these because I've got to acknowledge some of these because these are fantastic. Allie just wanted to throw out that you can get married at the Vegas Taco Bell. I didn't know that.
I have heard about that.
And Katie said she got sick after eating Raising Cane's and cookie dough one night.
Oh, the worst.
And she can't look at Raising Cane's the same way anymore. And then Lori Lang, Boone's Farm did her in, so that's okay. Boone's Farm is still around; they are not going anywhere. McDonald's. Look at Reagan. Boone's Farm.
It's a 99-cent 2-liter of just crappy alcohol that was.
TJ Swan and Boone's Farm.
Yeah,
that sounds like my ideal situation.
It tastes like cough, to be honest with you, but it was decent in the day, but it tastes like cough syrup.
That's before we had a decent palate.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't
whatever.
think I have one.
The McDonald's owned by women. That's in Elkhorn. That's the one that is. Let's see here. What else? Yeah. Okay. So that's everybody. So do we have any popping in?
They're not there yet.
They are not here yet. So
Okay.
Well, then, do you want to move on? Do you want to move on like to 99 bananas? I have a bottle of that. 99 bananas. It says never do 99. I've got.
We have a 99 shooter of a Long Island iced tea that's been collecting dust on our bar cart for months now, and none of us have built
I've
up
never heard of
courage.
99 bananas or whatever.
It's like 99 proof, so it's like 45% or whatever.
Good Lord.
It's like will take your eyelashes off. It's like Ooh,
Aftershock
so
was good
gross.
to me. I loved Aftershock. I thought it was one of the first times I drank. And you know what Aftershock is, Reagan?
No.
It's a drink where you do a shot and then you're supposed to breathe in and it makes your throat cold. And it was like, I was fascinated by that. Well, 12 shots later, I was face down in somebody's bathroom and puked for 2 days. So I can't even think about
Oh, that's funny.
That's it.
That's
Long
funny.
Island iced tea is the same way. First time we went to Phoenix, my cousin took me out to the bar, and I'd never had a Long Island iced tea before. And I thought they were amazing.
They're tasty.
Yeah.
They're tasty.
Our special guest is in the green room. It's
Okay.
Grace. We were just talking about Grace.
Oh, look who it is.
Grace,
Hello, everyone.
were your ears burning?
They were. I knew it.
We were
I got
talking
up
about
on
you.
this
We were
right
talking
now.
about your Kardashian class.
Oh
and how
yeah.
interesting it is.
So what are you
It's-
guys studying this week? What was the hot topic?
So we've been focusing a lot on influencer marketing, and then we throw in, Kardashian current events too. So you're like learning, but it's disguised. It's wonderful.
That's how they
Sounds
fool
fun.
you. I
Mhm.
like that.
Exactly.
I know I'm being tricked, but
Mhm.
I guess I'm getting my degree somehow.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Gotta get
Money's
that back
worth.
somehow.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So do you spend a lot of time watching the Kardashians then?
Actually, I've never watched like a full season. I've seen like episodes here and there. So I'm gonna have to hop on it. I know their new show is coming out April 14th, so I'm gonna
Mhm.
have
On
to
Hulu.
Yeah.
What
start
was it?
studying.
Somebody dropped in. Let me find this real quick. The devil works hard, but Chris works harder.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Great
genius,
meme.
though, right? I mean, you haven't watched the whole season of the Kardashians going through this class. She or whoever is behind their rise is
Mhm.
it's brilliant.
Oh, she's
It's
genius.
impressive.
Yeah.
It's her.
Genius.
It's
I
her.
think she could run the United States. That's
Right.
a hot take.
Oh, I think easily she could.
We'd look a
Mhm.
lot more glam than we do.
Yeah. It's well, my goodness. Wouldn't that just raise us up a level or two,
A lot of Botox there.
right?
Instead of free vaccines for everybody, it's Botox around.
Botox all around.
Forget the COVID vaccine. Botox will fix it up.
Mhm.
That's
I
right.
need to get my early onset like Botox. Aren't you supposed to start
I
getting those
know.
at like
Oh my
22 or something like that?
I found a
Reagan?
line.
Oh, stop.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, you are supposed to start. You are supposed to start young because
Mhm, you're
apparently
supposed
they
to
like
get 'em-
change your muscles.
I also want to get them. This might be TMI. I want to get them in my underarms
So you don't sweat?
because I've heard it helps with hyperhidrosis, which I am a survivor of under my
She's,
armpits.
She's so brave.
I'm so brave.
You are so
She's
brave.
a survivor.
That was a
Stunning and-
joke I actually stole from Grace.
so
Grace likes to
Stunning
use
and
that a lot,
brave.
so.
It is stunning and brave.
Put a link to your foundation in the description of the podcast.
Mhm.
People can-
Well, I hear
Oh my-
Botox helps with migraines too, and I get terrible migraines.
They're trying
So-
to validate it. They want to make sure that it's like we got to find some good medical uses for this so we can keep it
Mhm.
around.
Probably. That makes no sense. Speaking of medical uses,
Yeah. Oh, speaking of medical uses,
things,
don't we have a segment?
Oh, and I have an infection.
now.
Somebody call a doctor.
What ails you?
This will be fun.
Isn't that just the funniest thing ever?
That was a really nice transition, and I was taken aback.
It was a little
Segue.
it was a little rough, but it was not bad. She caught it. I
caught it and I was like, we
jump
got to
on
run
that.
with this.
Jump on
Yeah,
that.
that's Reagan's sign of saying this conversation's boring. You got to move on.
Move on. Let's
Okay,
roll.
so first thing is Reagan, and again, why we were asking you to do this, you have
Mhm.
you, like have a little bit of a medical background.
Partially. I'm like a certified EMT. I think it's expired now, but I did that in high school. And then sophomore year of college, I took a CNA class. So I'm like half of a nurse, maybe.
So 25%.
quarter
And
nurse.
and my mom is a nurse. So
Okay.
Oh, so you're 25% educated nurse and maybe half inherited.
yes.
So it's in your DNA, but you all.
It's in her 23andMe. I checked.
I was gonna say it's in her DNA. This is good. All right,
Good enough
Pat.
for me. Okay, so my big toe, it's a severe pain, swelling, redness, tenderness. It's in one of the joints, and it is in my big toe specifically, but it's primarily always in someone's foot or big toe or ankle.
Is it gout?
It is gout.
Woohoo!
I have gout. Okay. Now, I'm feeling full and bloated after eating. I have heartburn, and I'm just kind of feeling sick.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You're feeling bloated. You have heartburn.
I do. Reagan.
Eh,
That was one of my symptoms. I have heartburn, but what is it? What else? Like what is it? Heartburn a symptom of?
A heart attack.
A heart attack? Yeah, I don't
I
know.
hope not. It's just indigestion.
Acid reflux. Oh yeah.
Yeah, basically. So acid
Okay.
reflux. I'll give you credit for it.
Okay.
I buzzed in early. Okay, so this one, I have a rash, and it typically it just appeared 1 to 5 days. Randomly specific. Once the symptoms begin, I initially looked small. It was started off super small, red spots, and then they've turned into blisters. What do I have?
Blisters. It's a rash.
Blisters.
Oh gosh, that
Now
could be a
it's-
lot of different things. It started out small,
And then it was a rash, and then turned to blisters.
turned to blisters.
Oh, I think I know.
I have no idea.
I'm going to say
I'm-
chicken pox, right? Had something to do with
Grace,
it.
do you have a guess? Guess my
Is it-
infection. This is humiliating. Go ahead, Grace. Guess my
Guess my-
infection.
Was it poison ivy?
No,
Maybe.
it was shingles. So kind
That's
of.
what I said. That's why I was given a hint. I was giving a hint. Chicken pox has something to do with
Oh
it.
yeah, this shingles. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay, the last one. I've been crying ever since I got to camp. I miss my puppy and my mommy. What am I?
You're homesick.
I am homesick.
Oh.
3 out of 4, Reagan. Good
Yeah.
job. Way to go.
Now, somebody call a doctor.
Ow!
What ails you?
That's my
I
favorite
think-
segment.
You know, Grace is on the other half of that picture that you like cut out.
Oh, rude. Sorry.
Yeah.
Is she really?
Yep. That you.
I'm
like,
no
trimmed that
partners
picture.
though. I
Mhm.
faint at the sight of blood, so
Yeah.
that's
We're,
not my
we're really
segment.
good. We're really good Jeopardy duo because she knows like all the sports stuff
Yeah.
that I have absolutely no idea about, and then I can get the sciencey stuff. So it works
Speaking
out.
of Jeopardy, did you see that just this last week when they had? I think it was the final Jeopardy, and the question was, what entertainer set a record, Guinness World Record, by releasing an album full of brand new music at the age of 95?
Oh,
It caused an internet firestorm because 2 of them were incorrect, and the one person did get it right, and she ended up winning. She was in 3rd place, ends up winning it all, and the correct answer was Tony Bennett.
Released a new album.
Mm.
Okay, but the other 2 guessed Diana Ross.
Oh,
She's 75, and so apparently everybody was completely appalled.
I'd be so offended. I'd be
That's
like,
a tough one.
"Are you kidding?"
Oopsies.
That's tough. Tony Bennett though, he was in Vegas, I think, with Lady Gaga when we were there. Actually, I don't know if he was in when we were there, but I know he was
I
performing.
think they
at
usually do the
Coachella
show
with that.
together, but I don't
Very
know if
cool.
he's
Very
Mhm.
cool.
doing
I like
well.
that. All right, now I have something else to share, and I wish I could show this to people though. We're gonna have to post some of these, Pat.
Okay.
There, if you look in the comments, I dropped a link and it says Amazon. So if you guys want to grab it, take a look. I found, and I think we need to find a way to personalize these and use them. They are adult merit badges,
Love that idea.
right? And so just to give you an idea, you can get a badge for I put my pants on, or
I got one this morning.
I went outside today.
That's a good
Mhm.
one.
Right?
Mhm.
Reduced my screen time. I don't know, Reagan, did you see any that you liked?
I liked the only watched one episode badge because I don't
That's
think
funny.
I've ever only watched one episode, at least in the last like 3 years. I don't
That's
think
funny.
I've.
Only
It
done
takes
that?
restraint.
It takes serious control.
Right? There's some other ones that are in here that are really funny, but they've probably got 90 different badges you can earn.
Mhm.
Like I used a coupon.
That's a good one. I
Right?
ate a vegetable.
What's that?
I ate a vegetable.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a good one.
I washed the dishes. I'm like, these are so
I love it.
I'm thinking we might find a way to use these.
Yeah, I love that.
Maybe we
that would
can
be funny.
make something that's kind of a little more personalized for Pat and JT. We'll figure it out.
That could be funny.
Yeah. Personalizing too. Allie just pointing out how Pat personalizes his symptoms. So if you don't understand the segment, you just think he's sharing a lot. He's oversharing a lot of
Yeah.
growth.
Right.
If you're hopping in right in the middle of that, that's hilarious.
I just love to take employees around and just talk about my infections every day.
Exactly.
Super
Reagan's cheaper than a doctor, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Ah, there you
Or
go.
girls,
It might not be as accurate, but I'm definitely cheaper than a doctor.
it's just
so-
like Googling your symptoms.
Mhm.
When it tells you have cancer, you're like, I kind of have like an ache in my left arm, and they're like, oh,
You're
it's
dying.
over.
You
Yeah.
have to
It's over.
Start planning
Yeah.
a funeral.
It's
Mhm.
over. And Pat's all about rolling the dice to save a buck.
Right.
100%.
If Megan's like, I think it's this. I'm fine with that.
I'm good with that.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good
Right.
to me.
Now I have a follow-up to an episode that we had this week. Did you guys get a chance to hear when we talked to John Driscoll about
Mhm.
Ukraine and
Mhm.
his wife's from there and his children are from there as well, and they're adopted. And his kids, how old would you say they are, Pat?
Gosh, that little
About
boy's
8.
like 7 or 8. Yeah.
Yeah, around that. He posted something, and I did not ask him if I could share this. I'm not going to share all the details, but he kind of I guess intimated these feelings before, because one of his biggest fears obviously is his children being able to acclimate, and they're learning a new language. They spoke, I think it was Russian and Ukrainian, but his wife speaks that as well, and so she's helping them learn English. But you saw he's super shy around people. He watches people. He's like really observant. But he posted this post. I thought it was so cute, and I just wanted to share it. That he was talking about those fears and always worrying that people will take advantage of him, because he's a little guy. Also, he's a little dude. But one of the things he pointed out was when he was in the orphanage, soccer was their big sport, and the kids live it. And yesterday or 2 days ago was actually his first time at an organized team event in the United States.
Wow.
And other than recess, right? And they said that the adults, he was watching the drills, and they had he was kind of like watching the kids doing the drills, and then he was also keeping one eye on Michael the whole time. So Michael ended up being the second fastest of the 10 boys, dribbled perfectly, passed perfectly. The coach divided the teams for scrimmage. The winner picked the team's name, and Michael's team won 6-0, and he scored twice.
Nice.
So the cherry on top is they huddled together to pick a team name. A bunch of 8-year-old boys, we were right, a bunch of 8-year-old boys trying to figure out the name. So you can imagine what was in there. But Michael's suggestion won. They are now known unanimously as the Mighty Boogers.
Nice. Typical 8-year-old boy, Mighty Boogers.
It's good.
That's adorable.
He picked up on that in English. So
Yeah, he did.
He got the most important word there.
Exactly.
I thought that was pretty sweet. So yeah, so I had that one. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I needed to get to right now. I don't know. Pat, did you?
Oh, I'm
anything
good.
else?
We have some TikToks, but other than that, I have nothing.
So it's time for Reagan to wrap us up and bring us home.
Yeah.
Bring us home, Megan.
The first 2 TikToks are TikToks that Jill actually sent me, and they are baseball related. I'll just say that.
We'll say it's a team like Storm Chasers.
Mm-hmm. Like
I'm
a minor
gonna lay
league.
it down. I gotta lay it down. Storm Chasers. These are called the Savannah Bananas, is the name of the team. And a lot of people say, well, on TikTok, they've got a massive following. But they are one of the most entertaining teams on the field.
Hey, let me see it. I just want to eat it. Let me see it. Oh, I really need it.
Wow. That's pretty
Okay.
That was impressive.
You need to watch the video if you're listening to the audio of this. But what he did is he basically did the splits. So his strike zone was basically from the ground 2 feet up. And the pitcher was laughing. The pitcher's like, you got to be kidding me. I thought that was hilarious. And then there's one more here.
No, we got fans out of Atlanta. Come on, hit it one time. Ain't free, she call on my line. Ain't late, you was my slime. Come on, we get caught for a dime. Come on. Come on.
Oh, that's so
That's
cute.
Even got the moves.
Yeah.
Get the ump into it.
These are sports that I could get into. All sports
I
are
don't
just
usually
funny
like
this.
baseball, but I like what they're doing.
And
Yeah.
is there one more that is
Mhm.
baseball? Because this is the one where they break out in song. You'll hear the music playing in the background like any ballpark, but then the entire team, yes, Nick says the Harlem Globetrotters are baseball. And you'll see the whole team joins in the song. And the batter is standing there like, I know you're gonna pitch it. I know you are.
Oh,
not to like bring everything down, but that can't be are they like a minor league team, or is this like a house team? Or
I was wondering this.
Come on, Pat, don't
do that.
Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it.
Everybody's Cheerios, but that just seems like it's
just shut up, Pat. Stop it.
Don't ruin it.
Okay.
All right, that's my contribution this week. So Reagan, carry on.
Lovely. Okay, let me pull up what other TikToks that we have here. I think we have one. It's another sound one. He's gonna play a sound, or she might be a she, and we have to close our eyes and tell us where you can
I'm a
feel the sound.
Where can you feel this?
Oh. Like behind my eyes and then my back.
I always feel it in my chest.
I was feeling it right here.
I was feeling it like the top of my head, like it was coming down.
Wow.
Looked up and you guys all had your eyes closed. So I'm like, I better have closed my eyes.
I saw you.
Close my eyes.
I saw you.
Okay, let me. I'm like blinking on the TikToks that I had pulled for today, so let me go look at them really fast.
Just surprise? We can surprise you.
Do you recognize this band?
My mouse. Where's my mouse?
Shine like a rocket up into the sky. Nothing can stop me tonight. You make me feel invincible, earthquake powerful, just like a tidal wave. You make me brave. You're my titanium fight song. Raise it up.
When are they coming on our show?
I don't know. I know Nick has been working on trying to get them booked, so
that's
awesome.
awesome.
I hope it happens soon. That's Skillet Grace. If you're not familiar, Skillet Gate. It's a whole thing.
I actually am.
You are familiar with Skillet Gate.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. They rock.
They do rock.
Huh?
They're just
Thanks,
rocking.
Grandpa. That's what it's old. Us old
rocking.
folks. They're really good. They're so darn tootin'. That's great stuff.
So did we ever decide what genre they are?
Christian rock.
Christian rock.
Okay.
We
Yes.
do know that.
Because they're not country, right? Is that what?
Update. Nick says he does have an update on Skillet booking. He'll share next week.
Sweet.
Very good. All right. Do you have anything else? One more for us?
I have one more, and this one I just thought was cute and funny, but it's the real Spider-Man.
I take pictures with people in the suit. They think I'm actually Spider-Man. They pay us money. I have a job. Okay.
Oh, isn't that so
That
funny?
is super cute. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I have a
That's
job.
fantastic.
Oh,
Oh my
Grace,
god.
thanks for coming in like out of the blue. We
Oh
appreciate
yeah,
it.
a fun little
Appreciate
surprise
it.
my morning.
Yeah. Reagan's done now. She's gonna go cut her band off from last night and shower.
Yeah, he saw my
Okay.
my band from last night. That's
I actually cut mine off before, so
Well,
I'm professional.
mine's gone now too. I ripped it off when no one was looking.
Mine is in the trash.
Yeah.
Right here.
You guys
Very
are awesome.
good. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
thank you.
All right, we'll see ya.
Oh my
Bye, Grace.
god.
Bye,
That's
Reagan.
fantastic.
All right, thank you guys for if you're watching. Thank you. Every Friday and Monday, we're live on Facebook, Twitter, and also on YouTube. If you're
Mhm.
following us, it's Pat and JT, and then also everywhere else you get our podcast, just download it.
And then on Monday.
And on Monday as well. Yes, same
Yes.
thing. Samesies on Monday as well.
There we go. We'll
So
be back.
thank you guys. Thanks to Centrist. Have a great weekend, and thanks for listening.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Huda Media Production.